Hello everyone, Someone here, and welcome to a new movie review. There have been movies and shows about what goes on in one's head or even body. It's been done before on an animated show like SpongeBob and The Simpsons. There's a sitcom called Herman's Head that uses that concept, and Osmosis Jones does its share of the idea and more. But to where Osmosis Jones mostly explores the body, this one film I'm reviewing only explores the head. And coming all the way from Pixar and the director of Monsters, Inc. and Up, it's Inside Out. The movie explores the emotions of Riley Anderson, and each one has a distinct persona: joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. They hope to keep Riley content throughout her childhood, with Joy being in charge of headquarters as various memories of each emotion happen, and 5 of them, called core memories, make up Riley's happy personality. But when Riley's 11 years old, she and her parents move from Minnesota to San Francisco, and the emotions inside her head feel conflicted about the situation, as Joy tries to make things better and even keeping sadness from helping out. Yet at Riley's new school, sadness intervenes one of Joy's memories and briefly takes control, causing Riley's first day at her new school to be a sad core memory. But in Joy's attempt to not have the new memory used, the core memories get knocked out, shutting Riley's personality down, and the memories, as well as joy and sadness, get taken to long-term memory that store all of Riley's past thoughts. So Joy and Sadness try to find a way to get back to headquarters with the core memories to make Riley happy again, as they come across other places and characters along the way, including Riley's imaginary friend Bing Bong. All the while, back at headquarters, fear, disgust, and anger try to make Riley happy, but fail in doing so, causing each of Riley's personalities to fall apart, and making Riley not herself. For what this movie offers, it's very well done, with its many characters, creative visuals, and neat ideas. I enjoyed the characters very much, but the emotions are what I like the most. They have distinct colors and clothing, and they even act as the emotions they represent. Joy is often happy, sadness is often depressed, fear is often paranoid, anger is often mad, and disgust is often repulsed. Even Bing Bong's quite good too, having to be a mixture of other animals with a cotton candy body, cries candy whenever he's sad, and has a rocket powered by his theme song. And what's great about these characters is that not one of them is a bad guy. But at the same time, it would have been so easy to have a villain in this. Like, Bing Bong could have easily been the villain because Riley's outgrown him, and he tries to get her to know him, and he even steals memories when he's first introduced, and that could have been something. But since he's more of a helping hand and even sacrifices himself to help Joy, it's a good idea that he isn't the villain, and is mainly a mischievous friend. There's even points where Joy could have easily get mad at Sadness or the other emotions for ruining what she thinks is her biggest priority, and always wants Riley to be happy and not let any of the emotions, especially Sadness, to run things all day. But then it would have been out of character for her, and she only shows annoyance when things don't go her way. Otherwise, if she was angry, she would appear crazy, which would make her somewhat different. But either way, she's my favorite of the 5 emotions. There are a few comedic bits here and there, with a few giving me a laugh, but most of the film is kind of dramatic given the subject matter. Yet it's ironic coming from a director who did a couple of comedies with a little heart, and this here is almost the opposite, making it close to an Andrew Stanton directed film. And the emotional scenes are pretty effective, with 3 moments around the 3rd act that almost, or did, get me teary-eyed. Joy feeling sad, Bing Bong fading away, and Riley missing her old home. The visuals and how creative they are do look very good, and while this isn't the first time some of these ideas were used, most of them are pretty unique. Like the dreams Riley has are made in a movie studio, and to where a similar look is similar to Paramount and Warner Brothers, I feel like a more fitting name would have made it funnier, but that's just me. There's even the train of thought, imagination land full of lots of creative places, and abstract thought in its stages that's pretty interesting in the animation. However, that's not to say that everything in this film is all that perfect. Not to say that the stuff I list are bad, they're just mainly nitpicks, and I felt they were a bit distracting. And it's not just because the ideas were taken from other movies and shows. For one, Riley's emotions have different personalities and different looks. But when her parents' emotions are shown, they not only look like Riley's emotions, but they also have matching hair and clothes like the person they live in, and they tend to act rather similar. So then, how come Riley's emotions have to be different? They don't share her hair and clothes, they don't act like her, they just appear as the emotions they represent, and even then, aren't the same gender. And I didn't think the parents' emotions being shown weren't that funny. which is ironic because the emotions of the other people and animals at the end credits are pretty funny. Another is when Joy looks over one of Riley's happy memories. By the third act, Joy and Bing Bong fall into the memory dump, and Joy cries over the fact that she wanted Riley to be happy, and felt that she couldn't. She then wipes off a tear with a happy memory of Riley's team cheering for her, and it rewinds to a sad memory of Riley and her parents together, due to her not making a shot and wanting to quit hockey. And Joy realizes that the parents and the team are what made Riley's sad memory into a happy one. And while this is a neat idea of showing how one emotion can become another, my concern with it is this. How come Joy didn't notice this before? Did she not see it originally as a sad moment at the time? Did she ever help in changing the memory but completely forgot what it started as? Who knows, but these are just nitpicks to an otherwise colorful and joyful film. Not to mention, the actors voicing the characters are really good. Amy Poehler voices Joy, Mindy Kaling voices Disgust, Bill Hader voices Fear, Louis Black voices Anger, Phyllis Smith voices Sadness, Richard Kind voices Bing Bong, Caitlin Diaz voices Riley, Diane Lane voices Mom, Kyle MacLachlan voices Dad, Paula Pell voices Dream Director and Mom's Anger, Dave Gozell voices Subconscious Guard Frank, Frank Oz voices Subconscious Guard Dave, Josh Cooley voices Jangles, Rashida Jones voices Cool Girl's Emotions, Paula Poundstone voices Forgetter Paula, Bobby Mohanan voices Forgetter Bobby, Flea voices Mind Worker Cop Jake, and John Ratzenberger voices Fritz. As a whole, this movie is sweet. The characters are great, the story is nice, and the animation is colorful. Directors Pete Docter and Ronnie Del Carmen have made a delightful film all about emotions, growing up, memories, and showing how the mind works without being too obvious or literal. There's creative ideas sprinkled about and some bits of humor thrown in too. And despite this not being the first time an idea like this has happened, or one or two nitpicks within the film, I still think the movie did its job very well. The characters are easy to relate to and not one is the bad guy, it's colorfully and visually creative, the ideas all around are simple to get, and the emotional moments, especially within the third act, are effective and got me teary-eyed. While I don't rank it as high as everyone else does, I put it within the top 10 instead of top 5 of Pixar films. In any case, I really enjoyed the movie, with its fun characters, sweet moments, and wonderful animation. So today, this movie will get a rating of 3 stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, support me on Patreon, and until next time for a new video.